Leaked. Elon Musk wants to implant a chip in your brain. What do you think about Elon Musk implanting a brain implant in you? Well, if that is your dream in life, then you'll be thrilled to hear that it is one step closer to reality, as Elon Musk's Neuralink company has just posted a job listing looking for a clinical trial director. It has previously demonstrated its brain-machine interfaces in animals, and this new director would be responsible for working with Neuralink's first clinical trial participants. That is, the first humans Neuralink will test its technology on. So, are you excited to know more about it? Then switch this video to full screen and watch this video till the end. Hello everyone, welcome to Tech United, a channel where you can find everything about tech. And in today's video, we are going to talk about a chip that will be implanted in human brain. But before we head into the video, consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and also don't forget to press the bell icon. With that being said, let's begin. Dr. Matthew McDougall, neurosurgeon at the Neuralink company, said that the company's first clinical trials will involve a small number of human patients seeking to be treated for paralysis or paraplegia. It is the company's goal to develop neuromodulation implants capable of treating neurological disorders, and that may one day be powerful enough to put humanity on an equal footing with possible future superintelligent computers. Musk described the Neuralink's chip, which has a diameter of about 23mm, as being similar to a Fitbit in your skull with tiny wires. According to Musk, the company's chips, which are currently being tested by humans, will allow someone with paralysis to use a smartphone with their mind faster than they could by using their thumbs. It is thought that Neuralink will first use its device with people who suffer from severe spinal cord injury to help them speak, type, and move using their brainwaves. The brain chip startup recently released footage that appeared to show a monkey playing a simple video game after receiving implants with the new technology after getting the implants. In the video, the voiceover explains that Neuralink records and decodes electrical signals from monkey brains in order to coordinate hand and arm movements, using more than 2,000 electrodes implanted in the monkey's neural cortex. A video was released by Neuralink in 2021 showing a monkey playing Mind Pong with the help of a Neuralink chip. And during the Wall Street Journal CEO Council Summit, Elon Musk said, "We have Neuralink working well with monkeys. A lot of tests are being conducted to confirm that the chip is very safe and reliable. The Neuralink device can be removed safely." Additionally, in the attempt to assure the public that the chip was a reality check, the chip was implanted in the brains of 3 pigs living in an animal house. During Musk's live demonstration, we watched pigs who were implanted with 2 chips and others who weren't, but they all moved the same way. Both of the pigs, a female named Joyce and another female named Dorothy, looked quite healthy at the same time. And it was Dorothy who was implanted with the chip, not Joyce, who was also later removed. Therefore, Dorothy was thanked for her help in demonstrating that a chip can be planted successfully. So, if you want to take it out or replace it, you're prepared. However, Musk was also able to share in real time the signal that was sent from Dorothy's brain in a live video broadcast. Sometimes we can read what the mind is trying to tell us, but this time it's authentic. There were a few pigs with implants. We can also note that Musk gives us a hint about multiple implementations. Moreover, it's important to note that when writing to the brain, a variety of different electric currents will be crossing different brain regions, and the electric field will be controlled, so that no harm is done. During a study of the implant, Pager, a 9-year-old macaque monkey, had a chip implanted in each corner of his brain. During the live demo, he was putting a smoothie in his mouth with a straw. Researchers have been able to establish a connection between the neural links and a phone simply by pairing them with Bluetooth. In a report, it was reported that the links were recorded with the use of 2,000 electrodes with the coordination of hand and arm movements. When Pager lifted his hand, some neurons became more active. Additionally, they recorded the neural activity during the process of moving the cursor on the screen. While he was playing, he was able to see via wireless streaming how many neurons the computer was firing at the same time at the same rate. As a result, this chip enables a person with disabilities to utilize the services of a computer or a phone, as well as their brain activity. Pong was Pager's favorite on-screen game with the brain chip. However, Neuralink has a wide range of potential medical applications, including the treatment of spinal cord injuries and neurological disorders. At the beginning of 2021, Musk intended to begin testing Neuralink. Though Musk's timelines are unrealistic, he is counting on the technology and a pending FDA approval to make the human implant happen this year. But Musk has a successful history of bringing together diverse experts to develop technology previously limited to academic labs through companies such as Tesla Incorporated, SpaceX, and Boring Corporation. So directly hooking up a brain to electronics isn't new. Doctors implant electrodes in brains to deliver stimulation for treating such conditions as Parkinson's disease, epilepsy, and chronic pain. In experiments, implanted sensors have been able to allow paralyzed people to operate computers and move robotic arms with brain signals. But Musk's plan is more than that. Neuralink intends to build on these existing medical treatments as well as to eventually work on surgical procedures that may improve cognitive functioning. However, Neuralink is not the only company that focuses on artificial intelligence for the brain. The entrepreneur, Brian Johnson, who sold his previous payment starter Braintree to PayPal for $800 million, started Kernel, a company which is developing advanced neural interfaces to be able to treat disease and extend cognition in 2016. However, in order for Neuralink to be able to receive approval from organizations like the Food and Drug Administration of the United States and thus be able to sell its implants as a medical device, so they must demonstrate that their implants are far better than existing ones, and that any risks they might pose are far outweighed by the benefits they provide. But the chances are that, unless you are selected for one of these studies, you won't be using a Neuralink device for a while. It is likely that each study can take at least a year, and that doesn't include the time spent developing the study and analyzing the results. Although some governing bodies may accept results from just one clinical trial, in circumstances where there is no other treatment available, the nature of Neuralink's implants most likely will force them to stick with the usual minimum 2-trial rule. So, once the time spent on administrative work has been taken into account, we assume Neuralink will want to fully analyze Trial 1 before designing a follow-up, because we're looking at around 5 years before we see Neuralink approved at best. And we're also assuming things go well. Even so, the work won't stop there. In order to conduct well-designed clinical trials, as the FDA defines them, Neuralink will very likely have to conduct separate studies for each of the conditions it intends to treat. In this way, we would reduce the risk that Neuralink would try to fudge its results for commercial reasons by using practices like p-hacking, whereby, testing for so many factors at once, a trial would generate at least one statistically significant result by chance. So, if you think this last part makes sense to you and you're local to Fremont, California, then you may want to apply for the role of Clinical Trial Director or take a look at other positions on the Neuralink job board. In the meantime, the rest of us will have to wait a while before we find out if these studies bear any fruit. Because you never know, in 10 years' time we'll be able to walk around with a computer in our head. Musk said Neuralink is in the early stages of preparing its first human implant, which is scheduled to be implanted later this year. But even in the best of circumstances, it's impossible to take the world's richest man seriously. It's kind of ironic how one day he could be promoting this potentially life-changing technology, and the next, he could be getting into some bizarre, unwarranted Twitter feud. Or he could be showing something like the similarly bizarre Cybertruck from a few years ago. Musk also stated that these implants would be implanted in people by 2023. But considering how fast the past few years have gone, I would give him a pass on that prediction. Anyway, what do you guys think about this chip? Tell us in the comments. And that's it for the day, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe. Peace.